Carl Jung created the idea of synchronicity, believes events that exceed the limits of probability but still maintain a connection, which he calls a meaningful cross-connection, are synchronistic events that are acausal in comparison to causal chains. An unconscious image comes into consciousness either directly, like the physical world, or indirectly, a dream, idea, or premonition. A physical situation matches this content, which often will leave someone confused. Paul Kammerer created the law of seriality. Under this law, similar events within a short span of time are more likely to occur in what is called a streak. Streaks must be at least a length of 2, and usually involve events that are, in themselves, extremely unlikely. Italo Calvino, writer of the short story How Much Shall We Bet?, which involves two celestial beings living in a deterministic universe since its beginning, where everything is predetermined and predictable. However, as more factors slowly pile up as the universe grows and becomes more complicated, predicting future events becomes much more difficult. This is in line with chaos theory, which suggests that everything is predictable and predetermined, but it is impossible to do so since the amount of factors to consider is unrealistic to deal with.
Might give you regular headaches or even epilepsy. One guy who got hit told American media, "I know for a fact that people think I'm really weird." He was a changed man. If that isn't bad enough, the strike itself can severely burn you. With all this in mind, how on earth did someone survive 7 strikes? His name was Roy Sullivan, and he died in 1983 at the ripe old age of 71.
A man getting struck 7 times in one lifetime. I'm more impressed by how he survived each one.
Well, being struck by lightning is certainly an unlikely event. 7 times in a row is quite the streak. It must be the law of seriality at work. If only he put that much luck towards the lottery, he might have been a wealthy man by now.
Indeed.
Hits by lightning. His nickname was the Human Lightning Conductor. When you hear that, it's kind of funny. It's even more amusing that many of his friends stopped hanging out with him outside because of their perceived risk of being hit while near him. The least funny part of the tale is that when he was lying in bed next to his 4th wife, he shot himself in the head. That was the end of old Roy, and his 41-year-old wife had to deal with the mess.
He ended up blasting himself in the head regardless. If only he could have seen the future, he likely would have shot himself already. Listen to me ramble on about what ifs. His fate was decided long before he was born. What are your thoughts on this, John?
Well, let's just suggest for a moment that it was the law of seriality that Kammerer claims. It would then require that such events must occur in a short span of time, right? Then surely a man's entire life is not just a short span. The important word here is relative. Within the confines of a day, seeing the same number appear many times is considered a streak. Yet within even just nature's lifetime, a human life is but a speck. Being struck by lightning 1 time is unlikely enough. 7 times is just ridiculous.
Indeed.
But he didn't seem to suffer any long-term mental injuries. At the same time, the fact he blew his brains out could mean he wasn't exactly in the best frame of mind. Now, you might be thinking, what are the odds of being hit 7 times? Well, it works out at 4.15 in 1 bazillion. That's a 1 with 32 zeros after it.
Huh. So 7 times in a row is 4.15 in 10 to the 32 chance of happening. Well, clearly, that far surpasses the limits of probability. So while in a statistical standpoint, it's still possible, this level of chance is too extreme, no? He described himself that he felt clouds following or chasing him mere moments before he was struck. So he would sometimes act on those instincts and try to drive away. So those premonitions before the actual events are clear telltale signs of synchronicity to me. I mean, there's no doubt.
Well, I would have to disagree with you on that. Now, I think the events that have happened since the formation of the universe has already predetermined this poor man's fate. I think he was bound to be struck by lightning 7 times in a row, no matter if he had tried to avoid it or not.
Well, if you consider just how unlikely this series of events should have been, he's really lucky to have experienced this and furthermore survived them. I should add this events to my study. It is quite intriguing.
Indeed.
Well, Cameron, you keep a whole collection of these events. Haven't you thought to consider that there's more to a series than you think? Well, I personally wish I could have talked to him while he was still alive and asked him just what exactly he felt moments before getting struck by lightning each time. But I guess I've missed the opportunity.
Ah, well, I guess you could have made some shocking discoveries. No? All right.
You guys are not ready for my hand. I can feel it. None of you are gonna win against me this round.
Oh yeah? How would you know? Your hand is better than ours. We haven't even seen our cards yet.
Well, as a matter of fact, I saw myself in my dream last night with a really strong hand. You don't have to believe it, honestly. I'd rather you don't believe it, so that way I win more money.
Well, I won the last 8 games we played. Do you seriously think this constant recurrence will stop here?
Oh, you really? Well, we'll see about that. On the count of 3, we show our hands, okay?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. What? Surely you must be cheating. How do you just pull all plus 4s like that? My hand is already so lucky. How? That's literally like a 0.0002% chance. Like, surely there's no way, right?
No way. I was on the streak too. Every streak comes to an end eventually. But like this, I cannot believe the hand you pulled. Did my earlier wins have no impact on this round?
What are you two fussing about? For the record, I didn't cheat. No matter what you do and no matter how hard you try to predict your future is unreadable, even though it's already determined. I was bound to pull this hand. It's just that the factors in Uno are so unpredictable that none of us could have seen it coming. Why not just accept this outcome, which is still within the bounds of possibility, and, give me my winnings, okay? Bring it over.
You know what? I had a premonition that this was gonna happen too. But you know what? I feel like I'm gonna win next round. So let's play again.
Let's play again.
Hey, let's play again. So, Mr. Cameron, how do you feel about making 3 shots in a row during today's game?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I felt like I was on one of those hot streaks. After that, I made that first one. Felt really good at the second and third one.
Oh man, although this was meant to happen, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I still wouldn't believe it. This only goes to show that the world is more unpredictable than we think,
Yeah, judging from how he was playing earlier, I wouldn't have believed it either. Skips the odds of probability. This is like statistically impossible. Like, did you have a prophetic dream last night about becoming a basketball star or something?
Yeah.
Like, how did you just do that? Whew. Good thing that happened because I was about to question my whole worldview.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jeez, your technique is so horrible, man. Are you done for your break? Let me just show you how it's done. The world will never be predictable if you keep playing like that. And then just like that, that's it.